everybody. Today we're going to be talking about the Ashdown ABM-500. So that is how I tend to use it. I use a pick when I play to get that kind of aggressive, grindy sound. So that's kind of how I use it. I don't really tend to use pedals a ton when I play bass. I do have the hyperluminal compressor from Dark Glass, and I also have the vintage microtubes, which we're going to do that because I just want to show everybody how it handles pedals. So the compressor's on, it's always on, so now we're going to use the vintage microtubes into the front end. It's just very subtle, it just adds a little bit of grind. So another thing that bass amps don't really take well is modulation. So I'm just going to throw a chorus on there and we'll see what modulates. Alright, so those are my personal settings. You can see I like a lot of treble to add some of that kind of ranges up, and you don't need to turn the bass up a ton to get a bunch of low end. I mean, as you can hear, and my favorite thing about this and why I bought this and sold my Dark Glass was because of this. It has a tube inside of there, and you can turn the tube all the way off. Get a clean solid state bass sound, which is totally fine, but I like tubes. Tubes are cool. I love tubes for guitar, bass, violin, everything. So we can turn all the way up, you can get some of that grindiness. I keep it around noon. And you can press this button, just turn it off and on. But yeah, you keep it at noon, you get this nice kind of grindy, but not overly distorted sound. Alright, so now we're just going to play with some of these settings. On Ashdown's website, they just have some certain things that they suggest you do. One thing I should also point out is there is a flat and shape. Right now the shape is on. It's just, it scoops out around 400, that kind of muddy sound. But if we just make it flat, which you can totally do. That's cool. I just keep it out because I like that, you know, nice, you know, a nice chubby low end. There are some routing things. So as you can see over here, you can have a tuner out or a line out, same thing. And right here there is a sub out. So all these sub frequencies you can route out to a different amp or a DI, so you can take that cleanly. And then yeah, active package switch, you can turn the tube off or turn the EQ off or turn the sub off. I have all those on. Obviously there's a mute switch, which we are obviously not using. Post, pre. Alright, so let's play around with some tones. So as you heard, it's clearly a fucking awesome amp. I would honestly put it up against any SVT. I guess if SVT is kind of the standard for bass amps, this is on its ass. It's not my dream bass amp. My dream bass amp is the they don't make them anymore. It's the BTA from Ashdown. It's this same preamp, but it has a tube power amp. So I really want to get one of those, but tons of people use these. The guy, I can't pronounce his name, from System of a Down, he has his own signature model. Nate Mendel from the Foo Fighters. I think his name is James from Biffy Clyro. Geezer Butler, Black Sabbath, has his own signature model. John Entwistle, right before he died, used some of these. The guy from The Who, I think his name is Adam. Tons of people use these. They're kind of, they're not new. They've been around for like 25 years. But they're very popular. The guy from Paramore, Jeremy Davis, he uses one. They're just really solid bass amps, and the tube feature is what kind of a lot of people like. It sounds like an old classic tube amp. So if you can get your hands on one of these, I would do it. They're awesome. I have their 14 cabinet with, they make their own speakers. The Blue Line speakers, I believe they're called. Those are also awesome. They just make really good stuff. Check one out if you can.